Okay. Let's see. Who's coming in to ask some questions about VA benefits? I'm a couple of minutes early to the stream. I wanted to make sure I was doing it correctly because this is my first time doing it live. So you guys come in, let me know. So a lot of people have been asking me questions about the last two videos that I did on VA benefits. So we'll see what you got. Open the live chat if you want to ask a question, and then we can go from there. We got in here. Let's see, I'm doing it correctly. We got in here. Let's see. I think I got one more minute before it's official. Let's see. I can fix this. Okay, we're official. Let's see what we got here. Got a couple of questions coming through. Let me see. And just as a disclaimer before I start, although I'm an attorney, I'm not your attorney. So any information I give here is for informational purposes only. I would still also always refer you to a VSO, a veteran service officer, or present you if you have to go before the Court of Appeals for Veterans Claims or Board of Veterans Appeals. So keep that in mind. But let's hit your questions up here. We have a question. I'm 100% permanent and total P&T. Are they going to even bother me if they bother me? It depends. Usually I would say the answer is no. There are rare occurrences where they may decrease your benefits. What usually happens though is that if you've been at a certain rating for a certain amount of time, they have to prove a lot of things before they can reduce your rating. So let's say you've had that rating for 10 years or more, they're going to have to explain why your benefits should be reduced. So you're pretty much safe. What I usually see is with people who have lower benefits and they're applying for increased benefits, and then they go for a VA exam, and then they say, oh, you got better. And then they're like, wait, I got worse. And they wonder how their rating is possibly being reduced. The good thing about it, like I said, though, there are protections in place for people who have been service connected for an extended period of time. Your due process rights can't be violated if you have a certain rating for an extended period of time. They have to prove that the supposed the supposed, I guess, rating that they're trying to reduce, they have to justify why it should not be reduced. So I think you're pretty much safe, but it depends on like anything that may come up. If you file for any other claims for anything, they may relook at your file. So next question is off topic. Is the new child tax credit good to look into? Well, that's not VA law related. So I don't know. I mean, it may apply to you. I haven't looked into the specifics. I know there's some income requirements for people, and I don't know your specific situation, but yeah, that's not me. You're right. That is off topic. So um, thank you though for your support and coming on the stream. But I can't give you the answer to the child tax credit without being able to look into it a little bit more. But I hear that it benefits people with certain income levels, so that could be a good thing. And I think they start paying out start in July. I think for certain people that do qualify, so that could be a beneficial thing for those of you who have dependents and looking to get some child tax funds. Let's see. We said hi. How did you get into this line of work? Hi, Freestyle 88. After I actually did a clerkship with a judge after I graduated law school, and VA was hiring, and I have a passion for helping people. And so I'm like, well, this is in line with me being able to help people. What I do actually is going to help people. So I fell into line there, and VA law is actually very specific. So usually, if you're not already in that field, you don't know anything about it. And I've been working with veterans law for the last maybe 8 years now. So I figure out if any due process rights has been violated. If so, then when in the world of VA law, you only have to have a 50% chance of winning, and then you win. It's kind of like there's a tiebreaker. You win in favor of the veteran. It's usually veteran-centric law. So I like that about it, being able to help people and figure out what they can do to maximize their benefits for service to our country. So thank you, LJ Lenny, for your service, and anybody else who's on here who is also a veteran and has any service, no matter how short or long it's been. We have some people that I see that have the minimum 90 days, and then people that made a career out of it. They've been in the military for 20 years and they retired and they're entitled to benefits. And I try to figure out if they can get the benefits they need. So thank you. Let's see. Over 55, 100% permanent total. Is that safe? Oh, okay, this is the same person that asked before. It depends. It depends on a lot of things. I don't think necessarily their age makes a difference. I think your disabled status, like your actual physical ability, will make a difference. Usually they do leave you alone, but I can't make any promises that they won't look at your file if you go for some other reason and apply for some other benefits. But typically you are left alone for the most part, as I can see. But it's always exceptional rules. So I don't want you to say, hey, she told me I won't. Don't hold me to it. Just keep in mind that it's always a chance that something could change if there depends on the factual situation. So let's see. You are great at. Oh, thank you, Freestyle 88. Well, I think you do a really great job hearing you many times when you say, oh, thank you, Kinetic Energy. Thanks for watching, guys. We're trying to grow our channel and I want to be able to help people. And this is my first time doing a live stream, so trying to figure out how it works and read the comments and hopefully be able to help people out. But I know there are a lot of veterans out there that are looking for help. Even some people who are active duty know what to do before they retire. I usually try to get them before they retire, like, wait, before you retire, make sure you get all your service medical records. Make sure you complain about any and everything you have before you get out of there, because it makes it a whole lot easier on the back end than trying to kind of fight for it on, the front end when you're like, it's 10 years later, you're like, oh yeah, I can't hear. And it's because of something that happened a long time ago. It's not impossible, it just makes the job a lot harder. So I try to also get to the active duty people reservists who are active duty for training, anybody ahead of time so that it makes them, I don't even have to help them later down the line because their case kind of makes it for themselves. So let's see. I think it depends. I notice I get some people who are in the service connection, and then they have people that are already service connected. They're trying to increase benefits, and then we have a list of things that are popular: disabilities, hearing loss, and tinnitus are one. People who have been like air pilots. They've been working where it's been a lot of noise. I see a lot of those hearing loss and tinnitus cases. I noticed that I think the tinnitus is kind of one of the easiest ones to get service connected for because it can be based on your own testimony. You really don't have to have medical evidence. If it shows that your MOS, your military occupational specialty, shows that you had some kind of noise exposure and you say that you've had it consistently, you get somebody's lay statement to kind of corroborate you, bang, you got tinnitus rating for the maximum for tinnitus is 10%. So you can't get higher than 10%, but at least that helps you in your overall rating. So those are some of the popular ones I see. People who are who are going through the PTSD process, the mental health. I see more people now that they can put a name to what they've been going through, seeing more of those claims as well. We have the musculoskeletal system, so like the back, the knees, the legs, the arms, the shoulders, anything dealing with your skeletal system, we see those happening a lot too. And they recently updated the ratings for that. So some of them give you better ratings. Let's say you had surgery on your knee, you get a better rating for it, or some of them you actually get less time for convalescence where you're recovering from your surgeries and you have it. So they just changed that, and that's effective if you filed a claim starting in February, or even if you filed a claim before February, a stage rating. So before February 2021, your rating will be based on this rating criteria, and then afterwards, it'll be based on a different criteria. So it makes it a little trickier as far as deciding like what you're eligible for, but some of them would be in favor for veterans is less approved. I know we've been working on AMA stuff. Ideally, it's supposed to help move the claims through the process faster. I'm a little bit mixed about whether it's really helpful to veterans as far as moving things through faster, because sometimes veterans don't submit enough information for the claims to get approved, and moving it through the line gets them denied faster. And then they kind of have to like submit a supplemental claim or kind of fix things. So it's supposed to be more efficient. It's not always more efficient. I find that to be the case, but some veterans find they can, if they feel like the RO got it wrong, then, and it's obvious, then having it basically expedited through the AMA process would be helpful for them. So it depends. What else you got for me? Anybody else got any questions about the service connection process, VA process, the benefits available for educational benefits? I know that's a big one. If you have dependent children, or even for yourself, and you want to go back to school. It's a whole world. So I always show this thick book of veterans law and what are the rules and regulations of veterans law and how it can help you, and how basically the code for federal regulations are VA's interpretation of what the United States code is. And VA doesn't always get it right, and they try to interpret what they think the code means. And that's what we have the Board of Veterans Appeals for, when VA sometimes doesn't get it right, or the the United States Court of Appeals for Veterans Claims. And even above them is the Federal Circuit. So there's a lot of checkpoints. If different parts of VA don't get it right, there's some checkpoints to say, hey, this is not how it should be interpreted. Go ahead and try again, do it right so that the veteran can receive the benefit. And I think that VA gets a bad, rap sometimes, rightfully so, because there's been such a history of them not making appointments for veterans for a long time, or not processing the claim. There was a big backlog. So I think VA is working hard to change their face about how they help veterans, because veterans felt like VA didn't help them. And it's sad that, you do service for your country and you hope that when you get out, you get some benefits from it if you do deserve those benefits. So you also have the other end of the spectrum where people who don't deserve benefits are first in line, and the people that do deserve it kind of don't know about the benefits until later. So, Elijah, how do people go about applying? You can apply with your regional office, wherever you're located, the closest one with the VA. You submit a claim. What I would suggest you do, I don't know if you got here when I was saying, like, if you're active duty, submit the claim. If you submit it within a year of you being discharged from service, the effective date of whatever your claim is will be the day after your discharge. As long as you submit a claim within 1 year, that could be your effective date. If you're well beyond your discharge date, submit your claim to the RO, and say whatever claims that you want. So try to submit as much information and give as much background information as you can so that the RO has something to work with. They're going to look at your service treatment records, or if they don't have them, they're going to order them. But give them as much to work with so that